What a beautiful day today. Very cold, but lovely and sunny. The sky is the most amazing blue. Okay, bright day today. We're going to try and move that canoe, get that canoe put back over by the lake, get the sidecar into the workshop, and then move this range into that barn. So the MTX, we know that we need to clean the carb, and to get it running, I need to get this running before we do a strip down on it, just to see what the problem is. We know it's got compression and we know it's got ignition because we've got it fired up on easy start fluid. So what we're going to do now is take the saddle off, get the tank off, get the carb off, take the carb apart, clean the carb, drain the fuel, and see if we can get it to fire up. So this is what we want to get access to, but I've just noticed that's the air filter boot here. This is the air filter here, and that boot is not properly on the bell mouth of the carb. You can see that's loose, but what it should be is we should be able to unscrew the piston, the carb piston from here, unscrew that Jubilee clip, take off the drain pipes, sorry, and then that should lift out. So let's get on with that. Oh look, and it's got my initials there. Must be meant to be. Okay, so this is the carb. This is the float bowl, and 2 screws securing the float bowl in. So we're just going to take the float bowl off and just have a look to see the condition inside. There's all the jets inside here which we'll need looking at, just to make sure they're not blocked. Wow, they are tight. Okay. So the float bowl is it's actually very good condition. And we've got the floats here, and basically as the petrol fills in the float bowl, these floats go up, and there's a little valve there which cuts the petrol off. So the first thing we check is just we blow into the fuel in. And that's working lovely. I'm not quite sure. I'll refer to the manual where that sits. I've not seen one of those plastic collars before. Don't quite know. It looks like it could go like that. Yeah, I will check. I'm just going to have a look at these. You've got the pilot jet and the main jet. Just have a look. See what the condition of they are. I don't know if you can see that. I haven't got my air gun. That does not feel good. And we've got the main jet here. That's better. So that one's okay. That one's all right. And then there's a little bit of gunk in there, but nothing too bad. Okay. Oh, this is the one I just want to have a look at. So, just get my wire brush. So we just take a bristle from the wire brush. We just run it through there. Yeah, there was a blockage in that jet. So that's free now. Now we have seen a marked improvement in this little fella today, and he actually went out running. Cantering. He was jumping around. I mean, absolute, total turnaround. Looks like the chicks have found a new place in the hedgerow to explore. So they're a long way away from where they normally roost. But unusually, they've all come out together. And in there somewhere is brambles, in the brambles. He's hanging out with the chickens today. Here he is. Hello. Hello there. This is lovely. When the chickens are sunbathing, Miss Anna pointed this out to me, that they put their wing out just to catch all the rays of the sun. And when that one's heated through, they then tuck that one away and put the other one out. I'm just going to check the manual to see. As I say, I've never had one of these little plastic covers before. I think it can only go like that. I'm just going to check. There we go, that's that piece there. So the wide part of it faces the air intake side. So that's the air intake side. Okay, that plastic collar is called the anti-surge baffle. No idea what that is. Never heard of one of those in all my time. Never come across one before. How tight is that? God. There we go. Need little fingers. Now I've got big hands, fortunately. So what's happened, that's been off for so long, is the rubber has taken on a new shape, which is the wrong shape for this. There we go. That's nice. So let's tighten up on that. We're now just going to take the bowl off the bottom of the tap here, just to see the condition. That is, we've drained the fuel out already. Yeah, not bad, but not, I don't know if you can see that, but not brilliant. There's a bit of gunk in there. It's definitely worth doing. And there's a little bit of crap in there. You see that? So I know I've got some more of these somewhere in the workshop unpacked. So I can't replace the fuel filter, but that's all right. So I've got a bit of clear pipe which I found. This will do. It'll show me whether I've got fuel going through, and the gauze in there has been cleaned out. So just to get the bike running again, that should be fine. I'm going to check the engine oil, and I've just seen underneath here. Look, I don't know if you can see that there. That is sealant. So either something has come loose inside the engine and has come out of the crankcase there. I can see what looks like a fresh gasket the other side, Well, that was an attempt to stop the oil leaking, but for now, because this is just about getting the engine started and seeing what we're dealing with, I'm just going to check the engine oil, and that's the, where are we? That's the tail there. So what we do is we just unscrew that, and then oil should be just gently dripping out of there to show us we're on the right level. So I'm just going to check that now. So the good news is we've got lovely clean oil coming out, but that should just be weeping out of there when the bike is actually upright. And the bike isn't upright at the moment, the bike is over on its side stand. So if I bring the bike upright, it pours out. So it's been overfilled. It should just be, as I say, it should just be weeping out of there. So we just need to let that drain down a little bit. Because too much oil in the crankcase will give us too much crankcase pressure, and that's not good for two strokes. So I'm just going to let that drain down for a second. Check is the water. These are air cooled. Okay, water right up to the top. Don't know if there's any antifreeze in there, but that'll be all right for getting us started. And there's the water expansion tank just on that side there, so that's good. Okay, next thing is the spark plug. Get the plugger clean. There. Plug is out. Coming out. There we go. It's very oily, but not sooty. Two-stroke oil goes in here. I just need to check. I need to check what's in here, because I want to make sure that that is two-stroke oil and not engine oil they've put in. So that's the float there. Yeah, it's very red. Good sign. I think that's two-stroke oil. So we've got water, we've got spark, we've got gearbox oil, we think we've got two-stroke oil. I think we're ready for a start, or let's hope it starts. That's great. We've got a gas leak there, and looks like the brake light's stuck on. But she's running, she's alive. So the thing now is to see whether she go into gear. We've got the bike going, so that's reassuring. So what we're going to do now is just go through the gearbox, because we were told you couldn't get first gear, but I need to run it obviously. So I'm going to have a run around the garden and see what it's like. Wish me luck. What a hooligan I am. Good morning everybody. It's very early in the morning and it's very cold. Bitterly cold, frosts at night. But when you come out in the morning, the landscape has been touched with this white icing everywhere. It's absolutely beautiful. We are working outside today. Just going to show you what we're both going to be up to. So we have this sort of bracken border around the plot. Some areas are really thick, and this area along here is probably the thinnest of all. It's about 2 or 3 meters thick, deep, before we get to our fence line. And we compare that to over in the distance there is a good 6 meters, and over there we have a good 10 meters plus of it. So this is easiest to tackle, and there's some beautiful views into the valley beyond, which are obscured by a lot of this, which isn't very pretty to look at. We love the trees, so what we want to try and do is to leave the trees but be able to clear the ground, so that eventually grass can grow in there, perhaps, if it's not too shaded. But more importantly, we get an unobstructed view down into the valley when we're watching the sunset and during the day. Now, one of the big challenges with clearing this sort of stuff, and Anna's the absolute expert, she did all of this in the chateau, horrible job, but it's not about cutting it, it's about getting rid of it. If you can see that in here, there's a big cast iron, I suppose it's a feeding trough. And so the idea is that we're going to bring down the Land Rover down here, put a rope around it, see if we can pull that trough out, clear it out, and then get a fire going in there so we can burn off some of the bracken, so it doesn't become another pile in the garden to deal with later. So that's the plan today. We're here.
You've got a task, haven't you?
Got the 80-year-old Jeep rope. We've got one of these. Wondered whether to wear my black hooded coat with this. Yep, got one of them. Never used one of them. Could be interesting. And then we've got an axe with a point that looks worse than it is. We put a point on that last year. It's not had a lot of usage. Some cutty snippy things. And a couple of bow saws. It's gonna be hard today, isn't it? Gets up onto the fridge somehow, and then he gets up onto the top of that buffet there, and then he can't get down, so he jumps it. That's what we think. But he's got all these gardens to play in, isn't he?
Yeah.
We've had to tie knots in the nets because he's climbing up the net curtains to try and get to the top. You say hello?
Look, you're missing it, look.
There are some eyes on the end. Where are we? Just here and here. But I don't know if they're going to be strong enough. just getting a fire going. We don't want to put too much on, obviously, because of the dangers of a sympathetic spread of fire. We want this controlled. And we've got plenty of water nearby in case there's a little bit of spread. And of course, we don't want to have flames going up into the canopy. So we've just had a cup of tea, and it doesn't look like we hardly touched it. So Miss Anna's broken through. We have a view. Look at this. There we go. This is what it was worth doing it for. Look at that, honey.
Look at the cows.
We've got neighbours. We had no idea. This is the view we're trying to open up. It just goes on forever, doesn't it?
Yeah. Christmas, look. That's after it's been trimmed.
It's in now for a cup of tea and a lovely hot shower. About 15 foot.
Do you think we're doing that much?
I think we have, yeah. Being optimistic. So that means if we carry on at the rate we're going, we'll have it done by summer.
What?
What? Oh, you're so pretty. Yes, you are. Tu es très belle. He's getting all excited to go out again, isn't he?
Good boy. Go fetch him. Go get him, Charlie. We've got the folder to do yet, so that's going to interfere. That's the priority for the day.
Start that this week?
Well, we've already started.
Well, I mean, together.
I mean, you coming out and
Taking the glory.
saying, oh God, I hate this.
Oh,
That baby is.
okay, and all the different colours we can have. I'm really looking forward to that being full of colour. You've probably guessed I'm no gardener, so Anna's great with colours and also gardening. Coming off tonight. Thank you guys. Au revoir.